Am I in?
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
FightSaga.com presents WAWR Week Radio Chats with boxing scribe Joseph Hearn.
Guys, welcome. Happy Wednesday to all of you. And guys, this is a very special edition of WAWR Week Radio Chats. And guys, right now I'm being joined by my brother, Frank from Cali.
Hey, WAWR Radio. Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Slow clap.
Yeah, clap, brother. Thank you so much, man. You know, it's fun. I'll share you a story very quickly. For some reason I've got like hands of stone. I guess that's being a guitar player, and my big clap was always a source of embarrassment to my son when he was playing Little League baseball. Clap would be heard throughout everyone, like everyone in the. And so I'm like, well, let me just nip this in the bud and let me start coaching him instead, so I can clap as loud as I want in the dugout. And so, yeah, that was one of the best periods of my life, coaching my son Little League. So
Man, you're
much
an awesome
fun.
Dad. That's a labor of love.
Oh, let me tell you, brother, it was, and my son and I still talk about it to this day. Right now, he's a 26-year-old school teacher who teaches music, right?
Cool.
But that's not what we're going to talk about tonight, though. We're going to talk about all of this pay-per-view nonsense from all of these clowns who consider themselves content creators who don't know jack poop about the business of boxing. Well, guys, on this channel, you guys all know that we profess the business of boxing to give fans a greater understanding as to why things happen and why they don't, why they should care about pay-per-view sales, and why all of this platform animosity is just nonsense.
You said it.
I mean, like, seriously. It's like I can't understand even guys who claim to be, right, wannabe journalists. They favor one platform over another. Like fans. They have a personal, like some... And they'll go without mention, right?
Like, say them names. No, I'm just
no. They'll go without mentioning any names. I don't want to.
No, I know. I'm just
their channel.
Around.
But they're fucking. Look. I don't want to drop any F-bombs here, man, because I've got sponsors. Okay, but they're clowns. They're clowns who don't know jack poop about the business, claim to be new media. And they don't know how to write. They don't know how to be objective when covering a topic, right? This is one thing that really has burned me up, right?
Yeah. And you know, I know you've been following boxing a long time, and I mean, I've followed it for a few years, and I don't remember ever being in the gym and arguing to somebody about why Showtime was better than HBO. I don't think I ever had that argument. Not what I do remember is arguing about, you know, when HBO would give the proverbial, what's the guys like Floyd would fight some, the Sosas, you know, there would be those arguments like, why is he getting that date for that guy? or when Hopkins would fight Robert Allen. I remember that, but I don't remember a beef against the other side of the street. With the term they use now.
No, and it's pointless, and it just exposes what idiots they are. Okay, let's just be frank. No pun intended, sir. Seriously, let's just be candid about this. These guys are clowns. Like, another channel is going to go unnamed, right? But this pasty idiot from New England is trying to tell people, right? Trying to give fans insight as to why Canelo is triggered, right? When he hears, oh, you don't want to fight any Mexican. So a pasty idiot from New England, right, is going to provide insight in why a Mexican national gets triggered and doesn't want to fight Mexicans. Really?
Sounds a little off base.
Does that make any sense at all? It's like, dude, stay in your lane, stick to what you know, which is nothing about Mexican culture. Okay? So just shut your mouth. Like, shut your mouth, dude. Just shut your mouth.
That's
okay. So before we move, actually, well, you know what I'm talking about. That jughead looking pasty bastard. Right? So let's give a shout out to some of our friends in the queue right now.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to my brother Jesus M. Salutes to you, my friend. And he says horrible pay-per-view buys. Well, and what determines what's horrible, right? And we'll go into that. Why is it so horrible? It's great for Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. Guarantee you Al Heyman would be celebrating. So would Steven Espinosa. But what makes it horrible? Frank, what makes it so horrible? When you look at how much DAZN, right? When you look at how much DAZN paid for the main event, $65 million. Yes, that makes it pretty horrible. When you consider their investment, do you remember when the media, boxing media back in the day, and I was a part of it, were up in arms when, and this was during a much healthier pay-per-view era. We're saying, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Floyd Mayweather demanding $32.8 million per fight. Now you've got these clowns. $65 million for a main event. And who's guaranteeing all of this? Is Matchroom Sport guaranteeing all of this? No. This is not a dime is coming out of Eddie Hearn's pocket, right? This is all DAZN. Okay? This is why people should care about the pay-per-view sales. And this is why people should care about whether or not the main event delivers as well. Frank?
Yeah. I agree with you.
No. Frank, what is your experience? Now, once again, you're a great fan. You're an ambassador for the sport, right?
Yeah.
And so you tell people, hey, you know what? You guys need to see this fight. This is must see. This is the greatest representation of how beautiful boxing can be. So what happens when it doesn't deliver on an $85 price tag?
I get the shit and the hate. Like, why did I buy this? Why did you tell me about this? You said this guy was going to be a good opponent, and you lose fans. It's pretty simple. It's simple math. If they're not happy with this, the next time I say another boxing match not involving Canelo, they're gonna be, I think I'll pass. I mean, now it's football season. It's just a lot of. I follow other sports. I mean, and I know a lot of diehards. What it seems like these content creators focus all on boxing, but it's like it's football season. I might talk maybe an hour or two now about boxing. But you just lose fans with the dud. I mean, and I told you all on my timeline text messages. This is off Twitter too, because people live in the Twitter sphere. But there's a real world where real people are buying these
you're
fights.
A huge baseball fan. You're a huge baseball fan as well. Come on. Aaron Judge should be on everyone's lips. Okay, what
Yeah.
he's doing in the Bronx is absolutely incredible. He's at 60 home runs, guys. Okay, so once again, this is an afterthought. So when a big event comes around, everyone should hope that it delivers. Okay, everyone should hope that it does well. And why? Okay, I'll tell you why. DAZN, you look at their investment dollars. Guys, they've changed strategies over the last year, right? In terms of investment dollar, in terms of investing in the sport of boxing, our beloved boxing. They've turned to a more cost-effective product and dumped all of their investment dollars in two guys. I should say three guys. Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin, and Anthony Joshua. Right? So DAZN, they're hoping, they need these events to smack a home run in terms of numbers, in terms of return on their investment. And everyone should hope that they do get a return on their investment. And why? Because it determines all of their other TV dates, right?
Yeah, and that's just, I think I mentioned that on Twitter earlier. And I mean, I don't claim to know the business of boxing inside and out, but I think it's just common sense. You say, if
well,
they
you would
do
think
good,
it would be common sense, brother. You would think
Yeah.
it would be common sense,
you
brother.
would think common
But
sense
you know
is not
what?
that common.
Once again, man, YouTube, these content creators, they're just glorified fans with a microphone and a camera. And that's it. They're clowns. They've never gone to a gym. They're like very seldom, very few of them have ever stepped foot in a gym. Very few of them have ever bought a ticket or attended a local event. Okay, which is the lifeblood of this industry. Let me tell you how many fighters Al Heyman has on his roster. He's got like, I don't know, over 250 fighters. Let's just say that.
Yep.
Right now. How many TV dates does he have right now? Very few on Showtime. Okay, which is a big problem for PBC. So these fighters, the only way they stay active is through local events that I actually participate in. Okay? That's the only way these guys stay active. So if you want to help out the sport, get off your damn computer and go actually attend and promote these local events. Okay?
Hey, get off the computer.
Get off the damn computer, because you guys are idiots. You guys are idiots. Okay, at this time, I'd like to welcome my brother, Leonard Thomas, to the show. Leonard, welcome to the program, sir. We're just getting started, my friend. But can you, let me ask you this. Can you make sense of any of these fans who hope for the demise of one platform over another?
No, I listen. I want to see the best fight the best, regardless. And I don't really wish for nobody to fail. I just kind of wish they all would work together, and that the fighters get paid their just due. And I don't really wish a particular demise on any particular company.
So why on earth do some fans, okay, hope for? Oh, see, Canelo just tanked on pay-per-view. Like this doesn't affect Canelo. Okay, if Canelo just got paid, he's guaranteed that purse of $45 million. What this affects is DAZN.
Yeah.
And it affects their TV dates. Guys, even if you're illegally streaming this stuff, okay? I mean, boxing fans have been spoiled rotten, okay? Like ever since HBO left the market, right? In terms of boxing entertainment. Boxing fans haven't missed a beat. And why? Because of DAZN. Never. I mean, Frank, when is the last time can you remember back in the day when we would just hear of an event happening overseas, in the UK, in Germany, in Japan, in Indonesia, wherever, right? And we would just have to read about it the next day. Well, thanks to DAZN, we get to see all of this stuff. Thanks to ESPN Plus, we get to see all of this stuff.
Yeah, that was one of the criticisms back in the day. It was like we would hear about Ricky Hatton and Kawasaki, but we couldn't see him, so we just.
That's right.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like Kawasaki, he's trash. Like, but I just had never seen him. He was way
But
over there.
do you think that the fighters in general are a little bit overpaid?
Oh, I don't think they're a little bit overpaid. I think they're a lot overpaid,
And
it's not their fault. It's not their fault.
Yeah, because
Okay? It's these networks, right, and promoters who will inflate their purses just to try and attract talent. But what happens? It makes it virtually impossible to put together the best matchups. And when they do, well, the fans pay, literally and figuratively. The fans pay.
Yeah, and I think also they steal it too.
Well, look. The you can't fault the fans for streaming this stuff illegally, right? And I'm not sticking up for them. Okay, I'm just telling it like it is. You can't fault these guys for streaming it illegally because for decades, they've been reamed by promoters and networks to pay for the biggest events of their beloved sport, right? For decades. Yeah. And so now they have this opportunity to stream it illegally. Well, they're going to, and you can't fault them. But I will say this, if you're going to criticize these guys, if you're going to criticize one platform over another, well, then damn it, your voice is nullified if you're not paying for it. You should just shut the hell up if you're not paying for this.
So what's the solution?
Here's the solution, man. The solution is that fans need to support these fighters, these fights, regardless of what platform they're on. And they need to support their beloved boxing. If that means not subscribing to Paramount Plus, or if not subscribing to HBO Max, okay, if that's what it means, if then take away those and subscribe to your beloved boxing. Okay,
Joe. As you're saying that, it just reminds me of why the NFL and how the NFL has exploded. And if you think about the NBA, is that if everybody just rooted for their own team, it wouldn't grow. But the reason NFL grows is because you're gonna watch every game, like Thursday, Monday. It's not your team, but you like the product. Remember in basketball, the Bulls dynasty, Bulls sold out everywhere they went. Everybody watched them. So you weren't watching your favorite team anymore. You were watching the NBA. And so that's what helped its growth.
That's right. I want to give a shout out to my brother, Pounds, Boxeo. He says Ellerby has a thing for Hearn. Yes, and we're going to talk about that in a second. And I want to give a shout out to my brother Sly. Tendencies, the way they defend promotions, you think they're on their payroll. Yes. The knuckleheads and the clowns, the fans, the glorified fans with a camera and a mic. That's all they are. They're just fanboys. Okay,
So
don't take it any further than that. They've never been in the business. They're never gonna be in the business because they're idiots.
But Joe and Lamar,
and that's
just
all I have to say about that. Go ahead, Frank.
You nailed it. And just to answer Lamar too, is to go support your local show. Go support the local amateur show. I go to every amateur show. It's like amateurs, but that's where it starts. I go support them. They continue the program, and professional fighters end up coming out of it.
Once again, the lifeblood of boxing are these local events. Okay. Once again, the last local event that I was actually a part of, we had two fighters who are signed with bigger promoters, but who are only staying active because of these local promotions. Okay. You want to help out? Okay. Get off your computer and buy a ticket or go cover these local events. Go to a local gym.
Yeah.
Okay. Until then, I'm sorry. You're not a real journalist. You're not. Okay. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Do you think, Joseph, I kind of think also, I think boxing split too many ways right now. With these promotional companies.
You're absolutely right, Leonard. It's fractured. Go ahead, sir.
I think that's the biggest issue here. If we want to see boxing thrive, I think that the biggest thing is we're gonna have to have a unison company. I mean, the NFL has NFL, and MLB has MLB. These companies, NBA has NBA, and that's it. You know, I mean, MMA has MMA. The closest thing to it is Bellator. Excuse me, UFC has UFC. The closest thing to it is Bellator.
Well, look, that's exposing another problem. Like these UFC, these MMA fans are so stupid. They don't understand that it's not UFC versus boxing. UFC is like saying PBC, right? It's just one promoter.
Yeah.
Do they support Bellator? Do they support Strikeforce? Do they support any other form of MMA?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's how stupid they are, and they don't even demand that the best of Bellator fight the best of UFC. They don't even demand that because they're so stupid.
Yeah, they don't. I was saying that I think that we're gonna have to have a one company, man, one face. Like I said, one face, one name for the sport of boxing. We need that. I feel like we need it because we have all these big companies. We know the big three: PBC, Top Rank, and DAZN.
Well, Leonard, that's like saying we need one sanctioning organization to reside over boxing. That's never going to happen, brother.
Oh yeah, that's not going to happen.
Never going to happen.
The
In
only
a perfect
way,
world, yes, we would love to have one NFL for boxing, but that's never going to happen.
Yeah,
okay?
That's not going to happen.
You've got DAZN, right? Who is very advantageous. They're spending so much more money than say Top Rank, right? Who is basically putting for par. They're shooting for par. They're not even going for birdies or eagles in terms of golf, right? DAZN is shooting for eagles, right? They're very advantageous. And, every fan should galvanize behind this movement. Because right now, Matchroom Sports, they're providing all of the big events and paying out all of the big money. Think about this, okay? Think about this. Matchroom Sport in one event, okay, guaranteed a $65 million purse for Golovkin Canelo 3. Top Rank, they put on 30 events for $93 million from the funding of ESPN. Think of that in comparison. There is no comparison. Guys, I don't know why you have daggers for DAZN and Matchroom Sport. You should hope that DAZN flourishes. Because without it, think about how many TV dates. Think about how many TV dates you lose every single year. Like I said, these okay, I'm going to use in the immortal words of James Gogi, these bitches have been spoiled rotten. Okay? And that's the reality. And honestly, I'm sick of hearing about it.
So, Joseph, you're saying that if you want any promotional company to survive, it's DAZN because they're on the app, right? And is that what you're saying? So they won't have to worry about.
Look. No. What I'm saying is, if you want any promotional, like the promoters, okay, they're promoters. What you should hope for is that every network who invests a ton of money, because this is not promoter money. Okay, let me break this down in terms of Canelo versus Golovkin, because I've heard some idiotic comments on Canelo versus Golovkin. Oh, man, hey, you should be interested in, well, all this matters, right? The merchandise, the live gate. What the hell does a live gate have to do with DAZN? Let me break this down to you guys. Okay, the MGM Grand. Okay, and I know this fight was at the T-Mobile Arena. That's still an MGM property. The MGM Grand paid a site fee. The MGM paid a site fee to host the event. That's their event now. Okay, with the site fee, that pays for the entire undercard, the promotion, all of that, right? DAZN guaranteed, right, the main event, which was $65 million. Why wouldn't you hope that they make their money back?
You would hope they make their money back.
Because it affects, if you don't, it affects everything. It affects all of their other programming, all of their other TV dates that aren't on pay-per-view. So why would anyone be willing to, like, hoping that it tanks? That is just idiotic to me.
If you're hoping that it tanks, you're saying that basically all the other DAZN fighters are going to now have up-and-coming fighters are going to have it harder to get back on T-Mobile Arena because it's not doing well.
Well, it's not T-Mobile Arena. Okay, I'm just talking about anywhere.
Oh, you're talking about anywhere if the word gets out.
I'm talking about anywhere. Now look at DAZN's strategy. They changed. They're investing all of their money in in a handful of fighters, right? All of this bullshit about making history with the women, focusing on the lower weight divisions. Okay, that's strategic. They're moving. They're not trying to make history. Okay, they're moving towards a more cost-effective product. That's
so
all.
So that's why they had pay-per-view for Canelo and Golovkin.
No. What I'm saying is, all of their other programming, that's why they're showcasing the women, because it's a more cost-effective product. They're not trying to make history. Right. They don't give a shit about that. Okay, they're just moving towards a more cost-effective product. The lower weight divisions, okay, there's a reason why DAZN is showcasing the lower weight divisions now. Guys like Bam Rodriguez, guys like Chocolatito versus Estrada, because it's cheaper.
Oh, you're saying because those guys demand a less purse.
That's absolutely right. So all of their money is focused on just 3 integral guys: Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez, and Anthony Joshua. Okay, the big earners, the big ticket sellers, the big ratings draws, right? That's it. And why these idiotic content creators on YouTube, okay, why they can't understand that is beyond me. Frank, does this make sense?
If everything you say is making sense, except those guys are not making sense. It's not that you're not making sense. It's just you have to combat the people that are not making sense. They just have an agenda, an axe to grind. That's all it is. It's nothing more than that.
Well, I'll tell you, another bone to pick I have is with LRB, right? LRB, Espinoza, and Eddie Hearn. Why the hell are they going back and forth on Twitter? They need to shut the hell up, because their fans, their minions, just follow in order, right? So I'm going to start with a tweet by Leonard Ellerby. He says, hey, he might need a little cheering up, so let's sing him a song, Ain't No Sunshine at DAZN. Like, why is he even doing that? Now, this is after the phone numbers were reported from Dan Raphael, pasty fat bastard, right? And so Eddie Hearn responds, blimey, Lenny, we just did 1 million buys. When was the last time you were involved with a fight that did more than about 100K? And don't count Floyd, because you were just packing his jockstrap. Damn. Right? Why are they going back and forth? Okay, so Leonard Ellerby, Lenny, he responds, stop it, Edward. Thought I'd send you a little song to cheer you up. Let me know if you need me, Floyd, Steven, or Al, to show you how the big boy stuff. Get the F out of here. FYI, every major player over here is laughing at you. You don't know what the F you're doing in the U.S. Okay, and once again, and I'm going to stop right there, because why on earth are they hoping for his demise? I understand that it's somewhat of a competitive market, especially when you consider in the U.S. that boxing has turned into a fringe commodity. Mm-hmm. But if he's actually, look, and I'm not going to say Eddie Hearn, if DAZN is actually bankrolling all of these big events, why are they hoping for his demise?
It's just competition.
It's mental illness is what it is. Wait a minute. Do they hope? Do they want to bankroll those huge events?
If they would, they could.
That's one thing that I said about DAZN. Are they prepared
to bankroll these huge events? Because last time I checked, Steven Espinoza is having a real problem bankrolling Crawford Spence.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Okay,
don't
so
I don't think.
let me go on. Let me go on. Here, check this out, Leonard. Check this out. So after that, it says, yeah, could have done you last week, to be fair. The cues for Starbucks were outrageous. It's like, why are you going back and forth with this guy, Eddie? So Leonard Ellerby responds, no time to be going back and forth with you, trying to get big boy shit done. You know the record-breaking stuff you know nothing about. Hope you cheer up, mate. And Eddie Hearn responds finally, delete Twitter, mate. You've had an absolute stinker. Why are they going back and forth? Why are they going back and forth? And Leonard Ellerby finally responds, you can't, it's lies. Mad because he overpaid the pay-per-view, underperformed drastically, and he can't run that other bullshit to any of us. Remember, this is the same guy that spent millions and millions of dollars on campaign to push that pay-per-view is dead. And I'm like, why are you guys going back and forth? You guys are idiots.
That's true.
Idiots.
Seems pretty petty to me.
So I'm like, look. And here's the real problem with this, because fans eat this shit up and they look at, we should be with one side or the other. No, you guys are boxing fans. You guys should hope that every network is flourishing. And guess what? Right now, they're not. They're all losing money on these big events.
Absolutely. That's why it's always great
I will say this.
And the sport does better. Just to that point, the sport does better when the Lakers win. The sport does better when the Cowboys win. It just does.
That's it. Like everyone in baseball should have their eyes focused on Aaron Judge right now, who is attempting to make history with only a handful of games left to play in regular season. Right? No matter who you root for. And guys, I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan. We're the bottom of the barrel. We're one of the worst teams in MLB. But guess what? I'm rooting for Aaron Judge in the American League. And I'm a National League guy. I don't care. Okay, but I love my beloved baseball. And guess what? Him actually breaking Roger Maris's record is great for the sport.
There you go. See, better for the sport.
That's it. If you're a fan of the sport, you're a fan of the sport. If you're a fan of one platform over the other, shut your fucking mouth. Okay? That's it.
That's true. Joseph, so like does it like whenever, like, I know this is like a round robin with Espinoza, Hearn, and Ellerby. Whenever one of them does bad, they're always bagging on the other.
You know what, brother? I will say this. I don't have time for that shit. And this is all the time that I'm going to spend just bad-mouthing these guys because they fucking deserve it. Okay? Pardon my French. But I want to say give a shout out and say hi to my brother, Ryan. He says, they're not boxing fans, Joseph. They're Real Housewives fans. Yes. Because, look, and once again, it's funny. You look at the WNBA, right? You look at the WNBA. Women aren't tuned into that.
Yeah.
These feminists aren't tuned into that shit.
Yeah.
They don't care if women get together and form a league and actually do something great. They're more concerned with watching women tear each other down on Real Housewives or Kardashians, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so boxing fans, okay, logically, are like freaking bitter women who want to see everyone tear each other down. Okay, that's what they're acting like right now. I don't have any time for that shit.
Yeah, it's cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Affiliated with that. I'm sorry, Frank. Go ahead, sir.
Oh no, it's just cutting off your nose to spite your face. If I air all my family's dirty laundry, does it make me look good? No, it makes my family look bad. It never makes me look good.
Okay, guys. So once again, Ryan has the beat. He says gossip girls. Yes. Okay. Like if you want to promote boxing, if you want to support boxing, go support Ryan's channel. He does a great job on Boxing Gems, breaking down fight tape, right? He does a brilliant job at it. And guess what? He doesn't care who the promoter is. He doesn't care who the platform is. He doesn't care what the platform is. He's going to break it down. That's it. Okay, just like on this channel, we're going to give it to you straight. We're hoping, and this is, once again, we profess the business of boxing on this, so you guys understand why it's important. And we're just beginning, guys. Okay, we're going to break it down to you how it's distributed, right? We're going to break it down how every pay-per-view is distributed, because I've heard some content creators, can I use that word loosely? Like, what the hell does that even mean, Frank? Content creators.
It's like the YTBC. It's just an acronym they created, just a tag, a hashtag, hashtag warriors. It just makes people feel more important.
Okay, let me make it more concise. We'll just call them idiots from this point forward. Okay?
How about just misguided? I don't.
No. I'm not going to
reformed.
sugarcoat it. I'm going to call them ignorant assholes.
Joe,
You know what?
Can they be reformed?
You know what I
be
wonder,
reformed?
Joseph?
What's up, Leonard?
I kind of wonder, because I don't want to talk about the whole online community of boxing fans, but I think as a whole, man, I think we've been overall kind of like a toxin to the sport. And when I say that, I know it may come with some heavy weight, but when I sit down, I think about it, and I just kind of think about, from YouTube to Facebook to the online boxing forums, first of all, how toxic we are to each other, but most importantly, bad mouthing the companies, like you said, preying on the downfall of these companies. And yes, we've done a great job promoting some of these fights, but I kind of think about it like, what if we weren't here? Because remember, boxing never used to have social media back in the 90s, the 80s, and 70s.
Okay, well, let me give you the sad truth, Leonard.
Yeah.
Right? Networks, promoters. Honestly, when I used to state, and I still do, but it doesn't mean the same thing. When I used to state that the real bosses of boxing, the fans, determine a fighter's market value. Okay, I use that rather loosely now, because the great majority of these diehard fans are streaming this shit. So why on earth do they care? Right? Why? I mean, does that merit having a voice any further? If you didn't pay for Canelo versus Golovkin, you really shouldn't have an opinion about it. That's it. Okay? That's it. Okay, I'm gonna go to my brother Toby Bartlett. Shout out. Thank you so much for always supporting War Week Radio, sir. And he says, facts, Joe. Yes, that's what we actually give you on this show. And El Pinche Ponch, my brother, he says, pendejos. Yes, pendejos to the bone. Wolf Trey. 100%. Yes, sir. That's right, brother. Okay, and Toby says, Boxing Gems, I subbed the other day, dude. As you should. Ryan does a brilliant job. And to be honest with you, I stopped actually making appearances on every other YouTube boxing community channel but Ryan's, because he is the most respectful and the most logical. Okay? So that's what I'm going to say. You're not going to find me on anyone else's channel other than this, except for Ryan. And I'm going to be there on Friday as well. Hope you're prepared, Ryan. I heard you wanted to debate Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. when it's announced, and it's going to be announced this Friday, sir. So I hope you're prepared for it, brother. Hope you're prepared for it. You want to debate? Well, we're going to debate. And once again, it's more of a discussion, because Ryan has a ton of respect for me, and I have a ton of respect for Ryan. So is it a debate? at that point, no, it's a discussion. Because, look, I know better. Ryan is very sharp, right? So everyone at this time, please go subscribe to Ryan at Boxing Gems, okay? He does a tremendous job, okay? And he's one of the few YouTube channels that I will actually endorse. At this time, let me welcome my brother, Ryan, to the show. Boxing Gems, how are you doing, my friend?
Joseph, what's good, my guy?
I tell you what, brother. Hey, thank you for being such a gracious host and letting the old windbag just fly the other night. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, hey, look, hey, correction. I got to make a correction for you, man. I was you that wanted the debate.
Was it me? I thought it was someone who. Oh, that's right. That's right. One of your listeners said, I would love to hear a debate between Ryan and Joseph. And I said, yeah, man, we're down. Let's do it.
Yeah, no,
you're right. It was my encouragement, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when two gentlemen have the respect that we have for each other, it becomes a discussion, not a debate. Am I wrong?
It's a fact, man. Hey, I just came on to hear you cook and maybe have some dialogue with you. Go ahead, man.
Well, I tell you what, man. Let's go to the pay-per-view, right? People bringing up the live gate. Okay, why should you not bring up the live gate when talking about pay-per-views? Right? This has absolutely nothing to do. Now, once again, Ryan, who makes the guarantee of the main event purse?
The network.
Is it the MGM?
The guarantee of the main...
Now let's refer to Canelo Golovkin 3, right? What does a live gate have to do with the guaranteed purse?
Nothing.
Right? Nothing. They pay the site fee. That pays for the undercard. That pays for the promotion. That's the promoter and the fighter exclusively.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Undercards. So, yeah.
That's right. So everyone should give a shit about DAZN, right? Because they're the ones who furnish these TV dates. And if these events don't do well, if they don't see a return on their investment, what's going to happen to the other TV dates?
They're going to get canceled.
They're going to cease to exist, guys. Just like HBO ducking out of the business, right?
Yeah, facts.
Hey, Joseph, I always wonder because I know DAZN, it seems like out of any promotional company, they have like the biggest budget, their fighters. Where do they get all this money from?
Well, it comes from, their primary benefactor and shareholder. He's a billionaire, right? But no billionaire, someone who's amassed that kind of money, is in business to lose money. So what's going to happen to the investment if he continues to lose money?
He's going to say, you know what?
Okay. Once again, this isn't rocket science, guys.
No, none of this is rocket science.
Shit. Okay,
you're asking layup questions.
Exactly. I'm asking layup questions. Thank you, Ryan. So at this time, guys, okay, I have to value my sponsors. I have to notice my sponsors. And this is Halftime Pizza of San Antonio, Texas. God bless Dave and Monica Garcia. They always support the boxing community locally as well as nationwide.
With over 20 years of experience, Halftime Pizza is serving true, authentic, hand-tossed pizza with the freshest ingredients, offering online ordering for takeout or delivery. Better yet, experience our family-friendly spot for sports, wall-to-wall TVs, and surround sound. Not a bad seat in the house, serving both lunch and dinner. You're sure to find something for everybody's taste. A great selection of your domestic beers and some unique craft drafts. From cold beer, crisp salads, our famous pizza rolls to pizza and wings. We have it all. Halftime Pizza, with 2 locations to serve you. 7126 Tezel Road and 7531 Bandera Road. Anytime is a great time for Halftime Pizza.
And guys, I'm going to be at Halftime Pizza on the Tezel location, breaking down all of the top rank fight card, right? Providing commentary as well as, eating a slice. So guys, please go. If you're in the South Texas area, please come over and say hi. The Tezel location of Halftime Pizza on Friday, right?
That's what's up, man.
And so once again, and we always want to thank Dave and Monica for not only supporting boxing, right? Not only supporting the pro fighters, but also supporting the amateur fighters. They always attend the local amateur events. Okay? Like, and I issue this challenge to every so-called content creator on YouTube. You want to make a difference? Go to a fucking gym. Okay? Go to a fucking local event. Buy a ticket. Sign up. Get a media credential for one of these local events. Okay? Support your local events because that's the lifeblood of this sport in America.
And they're fun. It's a
Dude,
great
they're
time.
awesome. It's so
amazing.
much fun, man. Now, once again, and I pride myself on supporting local events, right? Because every single local event I've done in the past 2 years, right? Either providing ring announcing or live commentary, they've always featured fighters on their cards that are signed with bigger promotional entities, either Top Rank, Matchroom Sport, or PBC, right? That's the only way these fighters stay active. Look at how infrequent these TV dates are, right? And you look at the number of fighters on their roster. How do they stay active?
But yeah, I'm sure local boxing events.
That's it. So guys, whatever hamlet you reside in, go buy a ticket and support these local fighters. If not, if not, you really have no grounds in criticizing Matchroom Sport, DAZN, Canelo, Gennady Golovkin. You have no grounds in criticizing any of these guys. Okay? Shut the hell up and just move aside. That's what I have to say to you.
Hey, Joseph.
Right? That's it.
Joseph, I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. Look, the only live fights I've been to have been club fights. I've never even tried to go to one of these big super events. But the club fights, man, they're dope. They're dope.
They're fun.
And it makes you realize the rabbit hole of how boxers get made and matchmaking, and you know what I'm saying? It makes you realize all that. So anybody that's just talking about boxing, yeah, of course I recommend them to go to one of the local events.
That's it. That's it, Ryan. You've got the beat, man. And once again, dude, you're a credit to the business. Gems,
Appreciate
what
that.
you do, brother, you do a great service for the business as well as the fans in your educational videos.
What's the saying? The ivory tower. That's what these guys. They're a bunch of ivory tower guys. You know, one of the best books I ever read was.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna look. I know I've got sponsors, and I know I've got Halftime Pizza. I got the Gomez Law Firm. I've got Fight Saga. I know that, but I'm gonna say this. Please hold your ears, sponsors. These guys are cocksuckers. Most of them. They're idiots. They're idiots. Right? Hold on. I'm gonna go to Toby Bartlett. Right? Who's got the beat? Joe does karaoke sometimes too. Okay,
you do?
So Eddie Hearn, who thinks he can sing some Bill Withers, just stop it. Right? Just stop it. You don't do him justice. The Hall of Famer, the deceased, the late great Bill Withers, just shut up. Okay.
Hey, Joseph, I want to hear you sing then, bro, because I sing myself.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Anytime she goes away. Look, dude, I can fucking sing. I'm a professional musician. All right?
I respect it. But they made me stop
Eddie Hearn, just shut your fucking mouth. You don't know how to sing. Just stop defacing Bill Withers, right? That's a great man right there. That is a great man, dude. So anyone who has their look, I've got a bottle of Sweet Amber, man. I'm sure you all can tell by this time.
Just buzzing that acapella out that quick. Yeah.
You gotta be in the mood to sing now, Joseph.
So I tell you what, Frank, Ryan, Leonard, God bless you guys. Thank you for humoring an old man at this time and letting me vent.
No worries,
God bless
bro.
all of you guys. Down the hatch with some sweet amber, guys. God bless you.
Hey, salute. But hey, Joseph, before you get off the topic, man, I wish you could shed some light on those club fights and how matchmaking really shapes a career. Like say a fighter is coming from the amateurs and he's not signed by a major promotional company, like his path to victory and his path to success is way different than the
Oh
path
my
of,
gosh.
yeah,
You know what, Ryan, thank you for bringing that up, man, because let me tell you, most fans have no idea. The matchmakers have the toughest jobs of all, right? So here's the quandary, right? Even at the local level, especially at the local level, fans, paying customers want to see great fights. How easy is it, Ryan, to convince someone at the 4, 6, 8 round level to take little short money and compete in a very competitive fight?
Very easy, man. It happens all the time. All the time.
No. See, that's where you're wrong.
No,
the toughest part. Here, Ryan. The toughest part is convincing these guys that it's a good idea. Like, most people don't realize that the matchmakers have the hardest job, and the reason why they have to convince these fighters who are undefeated to take on a badass with more experience and convince them that it's a good idea.
Oh, okay. So I'm not in that part of it, but I'm saying, Joseph, that happens all the time. I've seen it time after time again.
See what you're looking at, though. What you're looking at is like a top rank card where they have a prospect facing a no-hoper. Okay, that doesn't happen at the local level. At the local level, these promoters,
I see what you're saying.
They understand that these guys, these ticket sellers, or these ticket purchasers, right? And these guys are mainstream and casuals. They just want to see a great fight. You have to match them up strategically with a fight that they can win, but they're going to be tested, and you have to convince them that it's a good idea.
Right.
That's a challenge, man.
Yeah. So I was talking about the other.
Any of these YouTube content creators, they don't have a fucking clue about that shit.
100% agree. But listen, I was talking about the other end of it. I wasn't talking about the club level versus the club level.
No, I understand what you were.
I was talking about the people they do put up against that undefeated blue chip prospect. They come from the club level. They might be undefeated at the club level, but they're a no-hoper against that blue chip prospect.
That's right.
And the crazy part is,
look. That's another problem, Ryan. That's another problem, Ryan, and one that we're not going to go in today, but I will touch on it.
Yeah,
that there are a lot of trainers, managers, right? Trainers / managers that will buy into, like when Brad Goodman calls you up and says, "Hey, we want your guy to face our guy." Okay, we're gonna give you an all-paid vacation to this resort in Las Vegas. And these managers, trainers will say, "Hell yes, we're gonna be on TV, and we're gonna get an all-paid vacation to this resort." But they're hanging their fighter out to lose.
Right.
Joe, on that note, do you remember a fighter from the Bay Area, Joaquin Alvarez?
Yes, Joaquin Alvarez.
That's exactly what happened. He was an undefeated fighter.
Terrible.
And he got.
And what happens? What happens, Frank?
He got thrown in against Miguel, and he never returned. But he was undefeated
He never
at the time.
returned. He lost confidence. and was a shell of himself after that.
Yeah, but at our level where he was at, he's from Pittsburgh, California. You know, from the Bay.
Yep.
I seen him. He was cool. He's in the gym. He had so much hype in the Bay, so much love, and it was that opportunity. Like, you're gonna take Miguel Cotto, but he had to go to Puerto Rico too. It was stacked against him.
100%. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's a big problem. And Ryan, yes, I understand. That's what you were referring to. And you bring up a valid point. That's a big problem in boxing.
Right.
But once again, who's going to actually reside over this? Okay, the state athletic commissions should be residing over this. But in order to actually make a card fly, they're going to be willing, hey, as long as he's got a good record, as long as he passes every health inspection, okay, we're going to go ahead and okay it. Should they be okay in this shit, though? No. Okay, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about pay-per-views, right?
Real quick, last point on it. Look, half the people that fans call bum, or not, let me not say half, but some of these people that fans call bums because they're 15 and 5. They're 15.
Oh my word.
They're 15 and 5 is because they face motherfucking 5 blue chip prospects in a row before they were ready.
That's it, brother. That's it, brother. But let me tell you, man, they're as hard as it comes. They're as hard as it gets.
Exactly. And if they had been managed right, they might have been along the same path.
Guys, there are so many brilliant fighters who are now considered opponents as well as sparring partners, but there's a reason why they consistently get asked back to camp. Okay? Because they're tough, they're gritty, they're experienced. They give our superstars, right, these hard looks. They can take this kind of punishment, right? Mm-hmm. And they're going to keep coming forward. Right? The sport is filled with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They are the unsung heroes of boxing. And I tell you what, Sweet Amber, my hat's off to you. Down the hatch. Like, all of these guys deserve mention. They are the unsung heroes of boxing who still hold down an 8-to-5 job while they're going to the gym after they clock out of their 8-to-5 job.
And another guy I knew like that. His name was Brandon Gonzalez. Brandon Gonzalez, way back when, a few years ago.
Oh, shit.
He got put on, his big opportunity was the HBO card, you know? And I think who was he? Did he fight that J-Rock dude? It was a tough fight.
Julian Williams. Yeah.
Hey, another one that just went on, not under the radar, but it was so unexpected, was when and this is recent, about a couple of weeks ago. It was a Mexican prospect. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. He got upset.
Royo? You're not talking about Royo, are you?
No.
Yeah. Huh?
You're not talking about Royo. What happened to Royo?
Rayo, yeah. I'm butchering his name. But
nah, he's on the opposite end. He was the blue chip prospect that they put these fighters we're talking about against.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I'm saying he probably has one of these dudes on his record already that are actually tough guys. They just weren't ready for him.
Look, I'll tell you the importance of I'll tell you the importance of matchmaking, right? Look at Erickson Lubin, a guy who was coddled until his 20th victory. And then all of a sudden he was thrown into the lion's den. Right?
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, literally and figuratively. Right? I mean, seriously, he was thrown into the lion's den
with
and he wasn't prepared for it. And what happened? What happened?
He got ate up. He got ate up.
He got knocked out by Jamal Charlo in the first round. Right?
Jamel, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jamel Charlo. In the first round, right? That guy was a blue chipper. Why on earth? And so once again, this is the purpose of the local promoters and matchmakers. You've got to season these guys. You've got to put them in great fights that they can win, but fights that they'll actually be tested and learn something.
And learn, yeah.
Okay, that's the big that's the thing of notice, right? That no one notices.
Yeah.
Right? How many YouTube content creators fucking mention this shit?
None.
Yeah, I mean,
how many fans? Okay, you may think you're a great fan because you know who the IBF title holder is at 130 pounds, but you don't know shit unless you go and visit these local events and understand the business of it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality, guys. That's the reality.
Hey, Joseph, I was going to ask you, like, who do you think in boxing history, like, you were surprised they made it as far as they did with the, like you said, with them not even really being basically who got rushed and was able to still survive and have a successful boxing career at the end of it?
I can't think of one.
Honestly,
I can't think of one. If you haven't been seasoned, okay, properly by matchmakers and promoters, if you haven't been seasoned, good luck, brother. You're swimming with the sharks.
You can't even think of one, huh?
Ryan, am I right?
Man,
just one. You can't think of one. A couple.
You could maybe man, that's tough, man.
Like,
Look,
so basically, you know what I'm saying?
Nope. It doesn't happen. It doesn't magically happen, brother.
The closest modern day that I could think of is your boy Leonard Crawford, because Crawford wasn't.
Oh my God.
Crawford wasn't.
Oh, dude, come on!
Crawford
in the amateurs,
hold on.
You look at Terrence Crawford in the amateur system. He fought everybody at 30 and 35, 40, 47.
True.
Okay?
Yeah.
In the amateurs, he fought everybody. This is the reason why he got signed with Top Rank. Because your boy Tim Bradley.
Was running him up.
Your boy Tim Bradley was like, you know what? This guy is great. He's not just good. He's great.
Agreed.
You better sign this guy. Okay, and I know he's represented by Cameron Duncan. And you better sign this guy, Top Rank. And Bob Arum did. And guess what?
Agreed.
It paid off for him up until a certain time period. Right?
Somebody said Farmer, maybe like Tevin Farmer.
Well, no. So I brought up Crawford to say, no, at first he wasn't signed by a major promotional company. So he could have been one of those guys that got thrown in too heavy. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't to like his.
No, you're absolutely right. He was signed by oh gosh, who was I forgot who the party was who actually sued, because most people don't realize that whenever Top Rank featured Terrence Crawford, this gentleman made a percentage off of Terrence Crawford's fights, right?
Yeah,
because he only like I can't even talk about this. Like, he was signed with another promoter and realized he could only get to a certain level with this promoter. And once again, Ryan, as a promoter, right? What determines how much juice you have in this business? It's TV dates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay? No TV dates. You ain't got shit.
Okay, so once again, if you don't have any TV dates, you're a glorified manager.
Exactly.
That's it. Like Lou DiBella. Look at Lou DiBella right now. This guy is as knowledgeable as it gets.
Right.
But without TV dates, what is he?
He's prayed to another bigger promoter.
That's it. Samson Lukowicz. Samson Lukowicz. Without TV dates, what is he?
Same.
Exactly. That's the problem, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Joseph, really quick. So what I'm saying is, so Crawford could have came on the scene, and I know the timeline's fucked up, but they could have said, look, all right, bet. your first fight's against our up and coming blue chip prospect Shakur Stevenson, and he'd have been, you know what I'm saying, like that level of opponent, and he would have been fucked from the gate.
Yeah,
Before he was ready to fight somebody like that, he would have been fucked from the gate. And
but you know
that's
what?
kind of what happens with these guys that get these early losses that are actually good. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
And you know what's crazy?
You know what? That could have easily happened to Terrence Crawford, though, when he was given the assignment of Bradis Prescott.
Bradis Prescott, yeah, exactly.
One of the most avoided guys at 140 pounds after his knockout of Amir Khan. Right? And so Terrence Crawford was on the undercard, right, of, I think, of a Vitaly Klitschko card. I think it was. And Top Rank was like, okay, well, this guy's on the undercard. He's in a similar division. We'll ask him if he can actually compete at 140.
Right.
And we'll see if he can take the assignment. And this is how Terrence Crawford earned his bones in this business.
Yeah, like on 2 weeks' notice.
He never turned down any assignments. Okay? That's how he made his bones in this business. Terrence Crawford is a bad motherfucker.
He is,
right?
For sure.
So Terrence Crawford took this assignment on 2 weeks' notice. Okay, he's like, hey, hell yeah, man. I make more money. I found on HBO. What's the downside? There isn't any, except you're fighting one of the biggest punchers at 140, Bradis Prescott. He took him to school.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But look, so that's the point. Like, that's the only fighter I could think of that wasn't signed to a major promoter that actually became very successful. That was my point. Like, what? I don't know any other fighter. I can't think of any other fighter that did that.
My question originally was, who was a fighter overall in boxing who basically, sink or swim, who basically got thrown to the wolves with tough competition.
Oh, and lost.
Who
okay. I can tell you one. And that was DeQuanis Arnett. Do you remember him, Ryan?
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
You all right, Leno?
Do you remember Ryan? DeQuanis Arnett?
It sounds familiar, but nah, I can't take
What happened with what's going on with DeQuanis Arnett, Joseph?
Yep, DeQuanis Arnett from Houston, right? He was a blue chipper, and then they threw him in with undefeated Gomez, right? Okay, he got bludgeoned in that fight. Okay, why the fuck would you put a blue chipper in with the DeQuanis Arnett with Gomez? A terrible style matchup. A guy who's going to be right in your grill and who's got heavy hands. Why would you do that when you've only had 12 fights? Why?
What promotional company was he with?
PBC. This is before they started working with Tom Brown. Look, Tom Brown, I will say this. PBC, Al Heyman, since working with Tom Brown, he's done an amazing job, okay, in bringing his prospects up the right way. Okay, because Tom Brown is boxing through and through. This is a guy who earned his bones the hard way. Okay, he's a guy who Tom Brown. If you know Tom Brown, okay, this is a guy who's a matchmaker for Goose and Tudor Promotions. He's a guy who actually mapped out the career of Paul Williams, Andre Ward,
right.
The reemergence of James Toney.
Right.
Okay?
Talking about TGB, Tom Brown?
Fuck yeah, I'm talking about Tom Brown, TGB.
Right.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard when you think about it, like just basically throwing a fighter to the wolves who would be up to the task to be able to like at least have a still successful boxing career. Now that's a good question.
So when you look at PBC, Al Heyman, they've gotten so much better since working with Tom Brown. And you look at their fights on Showtime, you look at their undercards. They're great. They're all lights out. So I guess going back to the original category, right? The original topic. Why on earth would you hope that these Showtime cards collapse? That they don't make any money? That these pay-per-view events don't make any money, that they fall flat on their face? Why would you hope for that if you're a boxing fan?
Man, I can't answer for fans, man.
That's it.
Yeah, these people, like I said
man.
in the comment section, man, these people, they're tribal or they're just I don't know a lot.
Yeah, they're
I don't want to
tribal.
talk too bad about it.
All I can say is this, and we're over an hour, right? I told myself that this would only be an hour show, right? But we'll say this, right? Guys, why are you hoping that any pay-per-view does poorly? Okay, fans, ask yourself, why would you be hoping that any pay-per-view on any platform does poorly? Why? Because that determines all of the other TV dates that you enjoy streaming illegally.
Right.
Why would you hope that they actually tank?
Yeah, it's not.
I don't understand that. So I tell you what, Gems, Ryan, I didn't stick around on Saturday night.
Yeah.
But what were your thoughts on Canelo Golovkin 3?
It was a good sparring match.
Yeah.
It was a glorified sparring match, wasn't it?
It was very
Frank, what were your thoughts on Canelo Golovkin 3, sir?
It was a dud. I mean, considering the first two fights, it was a dud. But people were upset. So you can call it hate, but people always want to bag on casuals, but I know for a fact casuals support the sport just as much as hardcores with their buying power. And they were not happy. And they probably are not going to return.
That's right. That's why that's what fans, real fans, should be actually most concerned with. Okay, the mainstream and casuals who only purchase events every once in a while, right? That's what they should be most concerned with. Joseph, Ryan, I'm sorry. What's up, brother?
Joseph, that was not a product of quote unquote the sweet science hit and not get hit, though. You know what I'm saying? So like some casuals will bash a fight because it's too much of that. It's like the Guillermo Rigondeaux effect going on, right? But that wasn't it, fam. What that was a guy that looked gun shy at the age of 40, not throwing as many punches as he did the first two fights. He threw 300 less punches.
I think.
So I mean, it wasn't what they usually bash boxing for.
Okay, hold on, guys. I'm gonna give Ryan some props here, man, because he deserves it. I was on his show on Saturday, right before the main event started, and he told me, when I told him Shakur Stevenson statistically was the best defensive fighter in boxing, and he said no, Dimitri Bivol. And I said, really? That's news to me, man. And he said, no, Dimitri Bivol, go look it up. And I looked it up, and he was right. Dimitri Bivol only takes 12 punches per round, with Shakur Stevenson taking 13.3 punches per round. I think it is.
Well, that's not even okay. So if that's true, then Dimitri Bivol is not even the best defensive fighter.
Okay, so guys, before we actually let you guys go, because I'm getting a little hammered right now.
I was gonna get my opinions on it.
Hold on, Leonard. We're making our rounds to you, my friend. I will say this, guys. Please go subscribe to Ryan at Boxing Gems. He does a tremendous job. Okay, he does a tremendous job. And guys, I'm going to be on his channel after Halftime Pizza on Friday. Okay, and he is the only YouTube content creator that I will frequent from this point forward. Because not only is he respectful, but he's knowledgeable. He understands the business. He understands what's happening in the ring. Okay? None of these other fucking clowns understand. They know what they're looking at. And I'm going to say that they don't know what they're looking at.
You about to
Ryan,
get me hated.
am I wrong?
You about to get me hated out here.
No, stop it, man. Ryan, am I wrong? These clowns don't understand what they're fucking looking at.
99% of them don't.
Nope, they don't. Ryan, thank you for always being a gentleman and always being a gracious host. Frank,
much love, Joseph.
Okay, Frank.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts, man, on Canelo versus Golovkin pay-per-view numbers?
My final thoughts are, I hope it succeeds. I mean, there's different numbers out there. People are reporting different things, but overall, I just feel that it should succeed for the health and wealth of the sport. I mean, you can have your opinions on Canelo, but as it goes right now, whether you like it or not, he is the measuring stick. Like everything's measured by him. He's the gold standard. It may go up, it may go down, but it's still the standard. So unless we get a different standard, or you can provide a different standard, he's the standard. So what are you going to say against him? And look, he's out for a year anyway. So a lot between now and next September, a lot's going to happen. A lot's going to change on every landscape. 147, 160, 168. A lot of moving pieces are going to happen. So by next year, September 23, we could be looking at an entirely new landscape for the next Canelo Alvarez fight.
That's it. Very well said, Frank. Thank you, sir. And once again, Frank by the Bay, how can we reach you, sir, on social media?
You can cuss me out and call me a jerk on Twitter. Look at me and say, you don't know shit, you jerk. I don't duck no smoke, though. Hey, it's all good. It's free smoke. I'll always try to be respectful. I'll do it space if you want to.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
What? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, because I sometimes I say the same thing. It's okay. I won't talk about your kids. I won't talk about your job. I'll keep it boxing. But that's the main thing. I try to keep it boxing. I won't go to the tribalism or this or that.
Frank, you're awesome, brother. I love you being co-host, man, and I hope you can be co-host from this point forward, man. I love having you on the air, my friend.
And like you said about Ryan, you're always respectful. You allow me to talk my ish. You'll cuss me out behind stage. Joe will cuss me out behind stage. Let's just leave it at that.
All right, brother. Leonard, your final thoughts on this entire debacle, sir.
Well, I was going to say real quick about getting my thoughts on the actual fight. I wanted to say real quick. I was going to say that it was pretty much a boring ass fucking fight. I mean, it was a sparring match. It was a sparring match, and I say this in jest because I was thinking about you the other day, Joseph, because I was like, oh boy, I hope Joseph doesn't have a heart attack because his boy's getting beat on right now.
Stop it! Dude, stop it! You know how I give you shit.
You know how I give you shit about.
Of course, dude. Of course, I know, and that's fine, man. That's fine. But you know what? I defy everyone in the comment section.
Yeah.
Okay, to identify who my favorite fighters are and who they aren't.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to be able to tell because I'm objective.
Yeah, okay? I know. I'm just saying this is
pro business, and that's it. And that goes for you, Leonard. Who was I rooting for on Saturday night?
I'm assuming it was Golovkin, right? Or was it no. I mean, I guess.
Dude, stop it.
Let me correct myself. Let me correct myself. You were rooting for boxing for this to be successful.
That's it. I was rooting for a great fight. That's all. Okay, and that's what all of these goddamn content creators. Pardon my French. Forgive me for swearing. I'm doing the sign of the cross right now because I said GD, right? I will say this. Guys, Canelo Alvarez played a better poker hand than Gennady Golovkin. And Ryan, on past shows, right?
Yeah.
What did I say on your channel? Right?
About
and I talked about the business of boxing. Talked about, remember several months ago, I said all of this personal vendetta BS, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said it was just to drum up interest.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So how did the fight play out?
Like I said, a good sparring match. That's how it played out.
That's it. A glorified sparring session. So Canelo, what actually materialized to me, right, was that Canelo, well, it was twofold. He actually bluffed Gennady Golovkin, saying the entire time, understanding that his left hand was not working the way it should, right? So the entire build-up to the fight, saying that he's going to knock out Gennady Golovkin, right? So how did Gennady Golovkin respond on fight night?
You're saying the way he fought was
the way he fought. How did he respond?
I mean,
on fight night,
he threw less punches.
Just based on the idea that he was supposed to get knocked out, right, from Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, I see what you're saying. He didn't engage as much as he did in the previous
he fought safety first.
Yeah.
He fought safety first. Okay,
he made a business decision.
Behind the jab. Okay, so Canelo Alvarez bluffed his ass. Okay, he won the pot with just 2 jacks in the hole. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Okay, those are my thoughts on the main event, right?
Yeah.
One fight. Okay, I think what sums it up best, right, is our brother Ronnie Shields last night. And Ryan, you heard this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our brother Ronnie Shields said one fighter acted scared, the other fighter was glad of it.
Right.
You can't argue with Ronnie Shields, can you?
That's a perfect way to say
it.
So on that note, guys, we're going to bid all of you a very excellent evening on behalf of Ryan from Boxing Gems. And once again, guys, please go subscribe to Boxing Gems. He does a brilliant job of breaking down strategic matchups. He is the best in the business. And on behalf of Frank by the Bay, the voice of reason, guys, I'm Joseph Hearn. You've been listening to WAWR Week Radio. God bless you guys and have a great evening.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.